सर।
जी हाँ जी।
लेकिन वीडियो नहीं है। वीडियो आ रहा है।
Yes,
यस
sir.
सर।
Yes, sir.
हेलो बेटा,
यस
हेलो।
सर।
Call is now
Yes,
being
sir. Yes,
recorded.
sir.
ओके, लेट अस स्टार्ट।
Yes, sir.
यस
Yes,
सर।
sir.
Yes, sir.
यस सर।
Yes.
गुड इवनिंग टू एवरीबॉडी। लेट अस स्टार्ट टुडे MES-13 ब्लॉक 1। ब्लॉक 1 में फर्स्ट राइट डाउन यूनिट 1 लर्निंग कंसेप्ट एंड प्रोसेस। हेलो हेलो।
यस
Yes,
सर।
sir.
Yes, sir.
हाँ बेटा, सुनाई देता क्या? हाँ, लिखिए।
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
यस सर सुने देते।
हाँ, ब्लॉक 1 लर्निंग कंसेप्ट एंड प्रोसेस। इस ब्लॉक 1 में 4 यूनिट है। यूनिट 1 लर्निंग एंड इट्स स्कोप। राइट डाउन learning and its scope. Unit 2, the dynamics of learning. Unit 3, learning issues and concern. Unit 4, learners trend and system. Learning trends and system. Okay, beta? Hello?
Yes
Sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Okay, let us start. So first of all, what do you mean by learning? So whenever you have come across in your +2 and +3 stages, if you have any, if you are belongs to arts group, it may be education or psychology. It's a very clear thing that you have already come across. But those are belongs to not covered under arts, education or psychology. For that, or again for everybody, let us try to know what do you mean by learning. Let us start with an example. Suppose you will be appointed as a teacher in a classroom. So in a classroom, that classroom is known as a heterogeneous group. It means there are different types of sex, religion, achievement level, different types of intelligence. So therefore, the class is known as a heterogeneous group. In a heterogeneous group or in a classroom, as a teacher, you have come across so many students belongs to different religion. If any elder persons of the particular student is coming to meet the students, for example, a Hindu parents just coming to, or a elderly person from Hindu, that on the basis of the permission from the principal, the Hindu child, Mr. A, wants to meet him. So whenever a teacher will permitted the A to go and meet him, so first the reaction of the Hindu student by Hindu learner A, he or she will say with that particular system, Namaste or Pranam like this. So in case of the Muslims or Muhammadian, they will say Salam Alaikum. In case of Punjab, in case of Punjabi, the child will say Sat Sri Akal. In case of Christian, the child will say good morning or good afternoon like this. So on this basis, you can observe that the objective or the goal may be same for each and every children belongs to different region. It may be differ from one region to another, but the objective is same. How to
What number
pair?
login?
Hello, hello, hello. सुनाई नहीं बेटा,
Yes,
बोलिए.
sir. Yes, sir.
हेलो 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 हेलो. May I know your
Please, sir,
problem, बेटा?
continue.
हाँ.
Please, sir,
So
continue.
on
Sir,
the
you're audible.
on
You're
the
audible, sir. सुना जाओ sir.
okay, ठीक है. Thank you. So on the basis of the students of the different religion, the objective is same. how to pay regards to their elders. It means in Odia or in Hindi, it may be sanskar, the training which has been given by their family, how to pay regards to their old to their elders. Each and every religion, they are exposing their own behavior before their elders. So it's known as a training. The example one. Let us come to example number two. So during that Diwali, पहले दिवाली से पहले एक 4 years child is with you. Each and everybody wants to love the child, and during that time, with curiosity, a candle is burning. So you will just request the child and guide the child. बेटा इसमें हाथ लगा दो. वो कुछ नहीं समझता है. वो बोलता है कि अंकल और आंटी की कोई बोलता है तो उसे हाथ लगा देता है. उसे हाथ जो तो पेन आता है तो बोला वो हो. सो यू विल अब टेक केयर ऑफ दैट थिंग्स एंड थोड़ा सा ऐसे घुमा घुमा के उसे भुला देता है. सो नेक्स्ट टाइम if you will say repeat these things, the child will never repeat these things. It is only due to the experiences that the child receives during that time of your conversation. As per your advice, as per your guidance, the child feels certain pain. So when that experiences is giving a pain, the child does not want to repeat it. Therefore, entire learning process belongs to two types. One is training and one is experiences. And experiences is two types. One is painful experiences, other is pleasureful experiences. If any painful experiences, human being does not want to repeat it. Any pleasureful experiences, human beings wants to repeat it. Let us take one example of one of the scientists. एक दिन वो बोला कि बेटा व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ द टाइम. सो किसी ने आंसर नहीं दिया. वो बोला है देखिए एक बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स को छोड़ दीजिए एक पार्क में अप टू दिन इन द डे टाइम फ्रॉम 10 to 4. सो इफ यू से that what is the value of the time, how many hours you have spent in the park with that gossiping, the conversation in between the boy and girls, it has no meaning. They will never say that how many times they will spend. It is only due to a pleasureful experience that they will feel the value of the time. And in the similar context, if you will say that a hot iron, if you can sit for once, so you can feel the time. For 1 second, you will never, any human being doesn't wants to sit. So therefore, the pleasureful experiences that will continue by the human being. It means repetition occurs only the pleasureful things. In case of the painful experiences, human being does not want to repeat it. Therefore, repetition in context of pleasureful things or prohibition in context of the painful experiences, that leads to learning. Next, any training, a training given by the family, a training given by your friends, a training given by in the playground. So anywhere, any training or any experience that you want to gather from the different sources, that if the child wants to expose, that refers to learning. So therefore, write down the learning refers to the modification of behavior. Okay. Hello, सुनाई देता? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, hello.
जी जी
Yes,
सर.
sir. Yes, sir.
जी सर. जी सर.
Okay. Learning refers to modification of behavior through experiences and training. Learning refers to the modification of behavior through experiences and training. So in this line, you have come across only 4 important words. One is modification, second is behavior, third is training, fourth is experiences. So let us explain one by one by which we can able to know the concept of learning. First, what do you mean by behavior? Whenever somebody is paying respect, we'll say it is one kind of behavior. Somebody is talking with a different form, it is known as one type of behavior. But in psychology, behavior refers to the function of an individual in the context of environment is known as behavior. Take one example. In a classroom, it is known as environment. A teacher is known as an individual. The teaching in a classroom, it means the function of an individual, or the function, it means teaching in a classroom by a teacher is known as the function of the teacher. So therefore, teaching in a classroom is known as the behavior of a teacher. Let us take one example here. In these online classes or e-learning, my dear students are with the digital mode, listening it from me. So in this context, the entire environment, myself, my function is how to teach. Therefore, teaching in a classroom or in a online classes with the particular environment, it is known as the behavior of the individual. Very clear, beta? Okay. Hello.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Next,
Okay, sir. Okay.
hmm. Next come to modification. So before knowing the concept of modification of behavior, I have already explained two things, training and experiences. A training can receive in different form. Training from parents, training from family, training in the playground. Each and everywhere, people will say that you do this, do this, do this. It may be, sometimes may be known as a training. But in experiences, wherever you will go, whatever you will do, definitely one individual able to receive one experiences. It means each individual involved into one activities that is known as a process. So activity is a process and experiences is a product. Anywhere, any individual living in the environment, receiving any kind of experiences, that refers to a particular product. So activity is a process and experiences is a product. So therefore, each and every individual ought to have to involve into one activities to get back the particular responses or the experiences. So on the basis of the training and experiences, we will come to the modification of behavior. Behavior, I have already explained in psychology, the function of an individual in the context of environment is known as behavior. If a particular child will behave in a different form, in a different filthy languages, in a different mood, you may say naughty boy or idiots or something like that. Any adjective you can use it for that. But the modification refers to any changes. Changes are two types. One is temporary changes, another is permanent changes. Suppose you are in a classroom. A student is known as X. She is very naughty. Each and every time he is giving a slap to their friends. So as a teacher, you have given a direction and given a threatening, don't do these things. So in the next class, you will never give a slap to the first benchers, you give a last benchers. Somehow modification is there. So therefore, in learning, any modification or any temporary changes in the behavior of an individual does not comes under the purview of learning. Therefore, any permanent change in the behavior of an individual that comes under the purview of learning. So therefore, modification of behavior means any permanent change in the behavior of an individual. Take one example. Whenever a teacher is teaching in a classroom regarding snake, the description, the example, the living example given by the teacher, it gives a mental concept before the students that snake is poisonous. So therefore, we have to keep a distance of the snake. But it is not possible that a teacher will bring a snake to the classroom and he will give a different form experience to the child. No, it is not possible. So therefore, the example must be in such a way that the concept will be automatically formed in the minds of an individual. So therefore, any permanent change in the behavior of an individual is known as a modification of the behavior. Take one example. एक मच्छर आया, कभी क्लास में टीचर पढ़ाए कि बेटा राइट हैंड को उठाओ और ऐसे मार दो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ. It is only on the basis of the maturity, it is on the basis of your experiences that you are doing so many things. These things comes under your experiences and mental maturity. So even if the learning comes under the purview of training and experiences, but simultaneously maturity or the mental ability or the reasoning power is the most important things which played an important role in learning. So therefore, acquiring knowledge, skill, attitude through training, experiences, and maturity, and that must be a permanent change in the behavior or the modification of behavior. Therefore, any permanent change in the behavior of an individual through training and experiences for acquiring knowledge, skill, attitude, and so many things environment that refers to learning. Clear, beta? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next. So if is the concept of learning, what is the law of learning? There are three types of laws of learning. Write down. One is law of effect. Second,
The law of
law of effect. EFFECT, effect. Law of effect. Law of readiness. Law of effect. Law of readiness, and law of exercise. Okay, beta?
Sir.
लिख लिया? Law of
Yes, sir.
okay, sir.
effect. Let us explain.
Okay, sir.
What do you mean by law of effect? Let us come. Let us come to your. हेलो. हाँ बेटा बोलिए.
Yes, sir.
बोलिए क्या हाँ
Yes,
हेलो.
sir. कुछ
हेलो.
भी नहीं है सर, पढ़ाइए.
ठीक है ठीक है. Let us know law of effect. Let us come back to your age whenever in the first day of your college. Suppose somebody is taking admission in Ravensa College. At present is known as Ravensa University. So Ravensa College, the first year, the first day. So whenever you are entering to the Ravensa College gate, just after 100 meters, a particular person having a इतना बड़ा रसगुल्ला, सालेपुर का रसगुल्ला, वो बोला कि बेटा ले जा खा लो. तो यू विल वेरी ग्लैड. तो उसमें तो खुश हो गया कि अरे भाई साहब रेवेंसा कॉलेज ऐसा है कि आने का टाइम में कोई हमको रसगुल्ला खिलाए. ठीक है. तो थोड़ी देर आगे चलकर चलते चलते एक आदमी आया और एक थोड़ा सा स्लैप लगाया, बिना कुछ समझे, बिना कुछ बोले. तो इसी दिन में वो बोला कि अरे ये कैसा कॉलेज है, वो पहले गेट में रसगुल्ला और थोड़े से आगे फिर एक स्लैप. इसका मतलब ये है कि लॉ ऑफ इफेक्ट मीन्स एनी प्लेजरफुल थिंग्स ह्यूमन बीइंग्स वांट्स टू रिमेंबर फॉरएवर. Any painful things human beings wants to remember also forever. You will never forget any demise of your blood lesion. It gives a painful experiences. So any pleasureful experiences that comes under the law of effect, it means human being wants to repeat it. Very clear, beta? So law of effect refers to any pleasureful things human beings wants to repeat it to form a different learning situation. Number, if I want to give a 100% result, hello,
Yes,
hello,
sir.
hello, सुनाई दिया, hello,
Yes,
okay
sir.
बेटा, hello,
Yes,
dear
sir.
Yes,
students,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, hello, हाँ, एक टेलीफोन कॉल आया उसे हमने काट दिया, हाँ. तो law of
Yes.
readiness refers to support, हाँ, okay, law of readiness, law of readiness refers to when students is ready, if students is ready to receive the teaching of a teacher or anything is known as stimulus and response. If somebody is interested to receive and somebody is interested to give, in case of give and take relationship, automatically the readiness will come. If somebody is not ready, whatever you will do, whatever you will speak, they will never listen, they will never bother for it. So in the last long run, you will say, what is stupid, whatever I will tell, you will never mind, never feel nothing. So in that case, readiness or concentration is most important aspect for law of learning. If you are not ready to receive, if you are not ready to receive at the time of training, at the time of experiences, at the time of mental maturity, you won't explain your mind. So during the time, law of readiness will fail, learning will fail. So the second uh, law is known as law of readiness. Clear? Third is law of exercise. You just recall your childhood days when there was a book and teacher will say, do it, repeat it. Are फिर लिखो, अगले बार लिखो. It means exercise. The more you will write, the more will come. The more you will speak, the more error will come. So धीरे बोलो, कम बोलो, मीठा बोलो. इसका मतलब ये है कि law of exercise refers to a child ought to have to learn anything on the basis of repetition. It may be speaking, it may be reading, it may be writing, it may be listening. So if you listen carefully with concentration, if you speak something with much more concentration, if you will write something with much more concentration, with that particular exercise or the repetition of the things, it means law of exercise. So learning will comes on the basis of the law of readiness and law of exercise. Very clear, madam? Okay. Hello,
Yes, sir.
dear learners,
Yes,
dear
sir.
students,
Yes, sir.
समझ
Yes,
गए?
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next you come to in learning, there are different schools of learning. ये schools of learning क्या है? In psychology or in education, you have come across, if you will be appointed as a teacher, almost I think you are all teachers maybe. So in a class, you have come across so many things, so many experiences, a new experiences which never thought of it. So there are a certain incident which gives you much more experience in that regards. The schools of psychology on the basis of the psychologist or educationist, they have given the certain things. The schools of psychology write down one schools of psychology known as behaviorism. Schools of psychology one is, it means behavioristic approach or behaviorism. I will explain what is behaviorism later on. One is behaviorism. Second is Gestalt. Gestalt. Third is cognitive field theory.
Sir, second point कौन?
Gestalt. 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 First behaviorism. Second is Gestalt. Third is cognitive field theory. Fourth is information processing theory. Information processing theory. and fifth is known as computer theory. That everybody knows it. So I will explain it. Don't worry. So first of all, again I will. One is behaviorism. Second is Gestalt. Third is cognitive field theory. Fourth is information processing theory. And last one, fifth is computer theory. Okay, beta, clear? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us start.
Okay, sir.
Let us start. What do you mean by behaviorism? Let us try to know the concept of ism. ISM, ism. That refers to a theory or a principle. So when we will say that it is known as behaviorism, it means a theory or a principle ought to have to based on the behavior. It means the function of an individual in the context of environment, any principle that comes under the purview of behaviorism. It means in this world, there are two types of things. One is stimulus, another is response. वो क्या है? Suppose if I'll ask a question, beta, may I know your name? You will simply say, sir, it's a question. Okay, beta? The answer is come, my name is so and so. It's a answer. So my question may be on the basis of the psychological term stimulus, and the answer is known as response. Very clear, beta? Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Clear, sir.
It is based on SR theory, stimulus response theory. So, in behaviorism, the importance given on the activities of an individual in the context of environment or the association of the environment or the environment in which the individual works or the human beings works there. Okay. So the behaviorism theory, in order to explain these things, one example I want to give you on the basis of the psychology, a learning theory is known as ये गेस्टाल का हो गया पियाजे सॉरी गेस्टाल का हो गया पावलोव ये थंड्राइक का एक थ्योरी है बिहेवियरिज्म सो थंड्राइक वन ऑफ द साइकोलॉजिस्ट वो एक एक्सपेरिमेंट किया है so on that experiment you can able to know the concept of the behaviorism. So let us explain the experiment. One experiment conducted by E.L. Thorndike. That experiment is known as puzzle box theory. It means a puzzle box is there. It means the box with a very secret chamber. Okay, beta? But it is somehow rather open, like a case. जैसे हमारी जो बोलते हैं पंजूरी, in Oriya it is known as पंजूरी से कैरेट रहते हैं, समझ गए बेटा? हेलो, तो एक
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
it is a puzzle box theory. Puzzle box theory. The box is having a secret door. So within that puzzle box, a hungry cat is there. Okay. अंदर में डाल दिया और सीक्रेट चैम्बर को सीक्रेट डोर को बंद कर दिया और बाहर थोड़ा फिश डाल दिया तो इसमें क्या होगा a hungry cat will trying how to open the door. So whatever the trial, it means जैसे 120 trials. कैसे ऐसे you are just observing, right? So you are just counting the name, the trial 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 120. All on a sudden, it comes to it is unknowingly or unknowingly it comes to the secret door वो open हो गया और cat आके वो fish को ले गया और खा गया. So in second time, if you repeat these things, third time, if you repeat this thing with the cat and the fish, in the long run, the cat able to know by using his mental concept, that a secret chamber door is there, I can open it in order to get the food. So any trial by the cat within that puzzle box is known as random behavior. It means that behavior does not comes on any result. That's known as random behavior. So E.L. Thorndike said, even if random behavior in the last long run, it is possible that one can able to come back from the puzzle box and to get back his own food. So similarly, each and every human beings can able to learn by his mistakes. So any uh, mistakes can be corrected by way of repetition. If correction is made in the last long run, you can able to write A to Z immediately. But whenever you are starting the alphabets A to Z, it's very difficult. Even if at present, if I will say, my dear learner, just count 1 to 100. So it's very easy for you to write count 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 100. If I will say, dear learner, can you count from 100 to 1 within this particular time? Is it possible, beta? No. It is only due to practice makes a man perfect. So therefore, any stimulus and response, any type of activities involved by the individuals, it's known as the concept of behaviorism. It means the environment is responsible. Suppose your work culture and work environment is conducive for any individual. ऐसे एक एग्जाम्पल होता है, sometimes a question comes to your mind that during my study, my friend having a less number of percentage, but he has got a or she has got a job in there. How he will improve so rapidly? It is only because the interest, the attitude, the work culture, and most importantly, it is the work environment. If the environment is very conducive, let us take one example of those that belongs to ministers. In take an example of any other states, they are not much more qualified, but they can manage the things. A question comes to your mind that different IS officers they are managing. No, it may be certain things are happen, but when the minister is sitting on a chair, he will receive so many information. So that information is knowledge. On the basis of that information, the minister will able to conclude, take a decision on the matter, and lastly he will discuss on the board, and it has been implemented. So sometimes your work environment, your work culture, or it means your chair will give you much more importance in context of behaviorism. So that's the most important learning, schools of learning in known as behaviorism. Your work culture, your work environment is most important, by which you can come across the interaction with the human being. It gives a much more importance in context of the learning. Okay, next is Gestalt. Gestalt, yes, behaviorism clear? Any doubt, beta? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay, let us come to second. Gestalt. Gestalt. Gestalt is a German word. It means configuration or shape. Let us take one example by which you can able to know the concept of Gestalt in schools of psychology. Suppose in a particular excursion, you are with your students. A train line is coming. So you are just asking a students, बेटा ये क्या है? एक स्टूडेंट्स रिप्लाई दिया, सर मिस ये तो ट्रेन लाइन है. So you will simply receive the answer. But the next question is, all these train lines, they are just in a different part. अंदर में थोड़ा सा स्पेस है, क्योंकि on the basis of the scientific level and science and technology, थोड़ा सा स्पेस छोड़ दिया गया है. लेकिन it's not possible to say it is a iron pole and a different iron pole belongs to 1, 2, 3 and 4. Students will never say like this. Next example, if you show near the Ravensa University or Ravensa College, ये क्या है बेटा? Nobody will say that this belongs to IGNO Study Center, this is post office, this is principal's office. Now at present it could in Ravensa University vice chancellor office. No, it is on the basis of the one concept. A students will reply Ravensa University or it's a train line. In spite, it means it means each and every individual gives a concept as a whole, not in a part. A learning is based on as a whole, not in a part. It may be a different iron pole relating to the consisting belongs to the train line, or different department or different building consists of Ravensa University. A students or individual will never say in a part. Therefore, each and every considerable importance coming from the human mind as a whole, not in a part. So Gestalt psychology or schools of psychology, it gives each and every individual to judge a thing as a whole, not in a part. So therefore, whenever you are in a classroom, somebody will say, what is this? It is a classroom. Though it consists of different sex, different religion, different achievement level, different intelligent level. So there is a heterogeneous group, but still it is one. So therefore, any individual or any human being wants to judge a thing as a whole, not in a part. Let us take another example. You have come across one of the most noted cartoon artist, Lakshman. You can see in the Types of India, a picture is there, but the picture is just a graph. It is not a complete picture, but you can guess the picture of Mahatma Gandhi, L.K. Advani, or our beloved Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, our Chief Minister, or any form of the pictures. It may be religion, it may be historical, it may be geographical, but the cartoon artist, the picture is not completed, but it denotes, it gives a meaning. So therefore, people will judge a thing as a whole, not in a part. So judging a thing as a whole, it gives a concept or a meaning, that known as the concept of learning theory in schools of psychology. Okay, beta? Clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Third comes to cognitive field theory. ये cognitive field theory क्या है? Each and every human being has a need. When the need is fulfilled, it leads to the state of happiness. When the need is not fulfilled, it leads to the state of unhappiness. When the unhappiness deep rooted in the minds of an individual, it leads to frustration. When the frustration is it coming in the long run, it leads to conflict. So therefore, cognitive field theory, cognitive, that term it refers to intelligence. I will explain you in a different approach regarding that cognitive bad and Piaget and other things are there. I will explain you after that, after giving you the concept. In cognitive, it is known as intelligence. Cognitive field theory, that means each and every individual wants to apply the intelligence in the field or in the proper place in order to solve the problem. So the problem solving attitude, the attitude of the solving problem, that refers to certain intelligence of the people. You have to apply your own intelligence. Cognitive field theory, it refers to that whenever the problem will come, human being wants to solve it by any means, by way of intelligence, by way of togetherness, by way of different approaches, by way of so many problem solving attitude is there. It may be convergent, it may be divergent. Convergent means one problem, different solution into one. Divergent means one thing in a different mode, probability of the problem solution. So cognitive field theory, that it means whenever you will having a problem, the child wants to in a different way. So the problem solving attitude, it implies that it is a cognitive field theory. That means intelligence must be applied in the field in order to achieve the objectives, or that's known as learning. Okay, beta? Clear?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fourth, information processing theory. Information processing theory. This information processing theory model developed by Atkinson in 1972. In this model, information processing theory deals with how human beings learns and remembers. Take one example. In these online classes, I am just explaining the things. So many my dear students are listening, but the time of assimilation or at the time of reproduction, the fact in the answer chip, it will differ from one person to another. Though there is an individual difference, but the assimilation capacity, the interpretation capacity, the explanation capacity, the understanding capacity, the ability to explain in a different form, in a different argument, in a different motive, it will differ from one person to another. So information processing theory deals with how human beings learns and remembers. A question comes to your mind that if information processing theory deals with how human beings learns and remembers, we can able to remember everything. No better. This information processing theory having three things. One is, let us explain the model. In this world, information comes to your mind by two ways. One is if you can see by your own eyes, or if you can hear the information by your ear. So whenever you will go where somewhere, there must be a register to enter the serial number, name, telephone number, to whom you meet. That known as your registration form. Anything you can apply, you have to fill up the registration form, the details regarding yourself or the document which is required by the concerned organization. So therefore, in these individual, for the human being, there are two types of register is there. One is ear, another is eye. Suppose if I will tell you one telephone number, so you will listen by your own ear. A telephone number is there, 8093201216. So if I will say next day, please write the telephone number, whatever I will give you. So you will write the telephone number, but the alphabets will be ऐसे कुछ गड़बड़ हो सकता है. So you will say that it is on the tip of the tongues, but it's very difficult for me to write all these things. So in case of the 1000 students, the telephone number, whatever I will say, 8093201216. Most of the more than 50% will write correct. 20% will give as a incorrect in a different form. Somebody will say 8039121016. ऐसे कुछ. Somebody will write 80212612. So why it happens? It is only due to the experiment model conducted by Atkinson 1972. It means better, whenever we will receive one information through our ear, 8093201216, or a model of Taj Mahal, a picture of Taj Mahal, you can see by your own eye. So by these ways, two things has registered in your mental level. So after registration, it comes to your long term memory house. After registration, come to LTM. L stands for long term, T stands for term, M memory. It is better to remember all these things LTM. Okay, long term memory house. Oh, after registration, it comes to your long term memory house, your brain. Your brain is just like a computer. It comes to your long term memory house. So in a particular 24 hours or in a day or even if a week or a month, there are a lot of information comes to your mind through your eyes, through your ear. Okay, beta. But it's very, very difficult for the individual to remember all these things. Why it happens? Why it happens? What is the reason? The reason is if try to remember, understand the concept. If the information is arranged in a sequential manner, or any picture that comes to your mind, if it is arranged in a sequential manner with the concept, it is very easy for a learner, for a students, for a human being to remember. जैसे कि हमने बोला है कि बेटा बोलो 1 to 100, 1 2 3 4 100 बोल सकता है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. तो जैसे रिवर्स हमने बोला कि 100 to 1, it's very difficult for other, it needs certain practice. Second thing, if I will ask after 7 days, please give me that telephone number, tell me, so it will differ from one person to another. Suppose a Taj Mahal, it is a concept. At the age of 10, lot of students have never seen Taj Mahal. But if you will show the picture, what is this? People will say, the students will say it is Taj Mahal. It is only because they may not visit Taj Mahal, Agra, but the concept of Taj Mahal, the picture of Taj Mahal has intuited in his own mind in such a way that they will explain and see this is known as Taj Mahal. So therefore, information processing theory deals with how human beings learns and remembers. After registration, it comes to long-term memory house. In long-term memory house, it is known as RB, rehearsal buffer. Let us take one example. So in case of a drama, certain portion dialogue has been repeated or practice. So that practice is known as a rehearsal. Even if we, after rehearsal, somebody may forget, somebody may remember, somebody may explain in a very different way, or with their own intelligence, they will manage the situation or the scenes like this. So that's known as your rehearsal. That in your mind, after long-term memory, is known as RB, rehearsal buffer. After rehearsal buffer, by repetition of the things, so many information, so many images, so many pictures that comes to your mind. But your interest matters. Your interest, your attitude, how you can able to remember all these things. So naturally, if the information is arranged sequentially or orderly, then it is easy for a human being to recall. So after long-term memory house, it means after RB, it comes to short-term memory house. It means out of 1,000 information, after receiving 1,000 images or pictures, you have stored in your short-term memory house a very 100 pictures or 50 information, 200 pictures or 500 information, or suppose a music comes to in a different mode, so you can recall the picture. Oh, during that time I have seen this picture. It is only due to that the things has been in your mind in a organized way. So any information, any images, any pictures that if organized in a sequential manner in your short-term memory house, it is very easy for the individual to recall. If I will say, please tell me the telephone number, it comes immediately 8093201216. It is organized in a very sequential manner, organized manner. So therefore, in order to learn a thing, in order to reproduce the matter in the answer script. Sometimes it depends upon the teachers, not only students. Suppose there are 4 chapters. There are 4 chapters, 4 teachers, or 2 teachers. Chapter 1 by somebody else, chapter 3 by one teacher, and chapter 2 and 4 one teacher. So any teacher teaches in a classroom, if it is effective in the classroom teaching, so whenever the question will comes to your mind in the examination hall, immediately, though you have not prepared it, but you are just recalling the classroom situation and write down the answer. Sometimes it depends upon the effective classroom situation. You can recall it as it is your interest and attitude is there. You can able to understand the concept of things. You can recall and you can able to write certain things. It may not be 100% correct, but somehow or other you can reproduce the thing. It is only due to your organized sequential manner that the information has been stored in your certain memory house. That is known as the addiction and addiction in 1972. That how human beings learns and remembers. A question comes to your mind whenever somebody is recalling, it may be a mistake. It's known as tip of the tongues, TOT. इसका मतलब ये मेरा ये पास में है लेकिन मुझे आता ही नहीं, उसको बोलता है टिप ऑफ द टंग्स. ओडिया रे कुहाଯାଏ ମୋ ଜିଭ ଅଗରେ ଅଛି ମନେ ପଡୁ ନାହିଁ. So this is known as tip of the tongues. So here is a question comes to your mind that if information processing theory deals with how human beings learns and remembers, then why human being forgets? The reason is the information has not been organized in a sequential manner. Number 2, your attitude, interest matter. Number 3, the concept or understanding is most important in case of the work environment, work culture, and the environment as a whole. Sometimes example, if the best example is given, students can remember and recall all these things. So this known as information processing theory, developed by Atkinson and Atkinson in 1972. If you want to learn things this much more, you can go to Introduction to Psychology, one of the book, Introduction to Psychology, published by Morgan King Robinson, page number, I think 72 or 172, you can get it. So in 1999, the super cyclone, ये मुझे बर्बाद कर दिया कि सभी के सभी जितने भी सारी किताब है वो खत्म कर दिया. तो इसलिए हमको बेटा जस्ट रिकॉल करता हूँ आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट. आई थिंक this is the name of the book, Introduction to Psychology by Morgan King and Robinson, published by McGraw-Hill Production, page number 72 or something like this. You can get it, Information Processing Theory. Okay, beta? Hello? Clear? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have some doubt.
Next, please.
Sir, I have some doubt.
हाँ बोलिए बेटा, बताइए.
Sir, এখন
Hello?
তো yes, sir.
हाँ.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
I have some doubt about how process have influence on learning, or otherwise we can say that
Yes.
which process have impact on learning.
Listen. Process that what you used to individual wants to involve into one activities. It means one process. During that process, certain influence is there. It may be environmental influence. It may be the religious influence. It may be your natural influence or the influence from your parents. There are so many types influence is there. So on that basis, when activity is a process and experience is a product. So learning refers to one of the segment by way of experiences you can able to learn things. So therefore, process influence Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. So the process, process activities is a process and experience is a product, and learning is known as the modification of behavior through experiences and training. So on the basis of the experiences and training, mental maturity, we are acquiring certain knowledge, skill, that's known as your learning. Clear, beta? Any
Yes,
doubt?
sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All clear.
Okay. All clear. Next time we'll discuss about all these things. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hmm. Okay. Any doubt? Any? Beta, no doubt. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Take care. Take care.
Yes, sir.
I will be I will be highly obliged and appreciated if you can maintain the COVID guidelines for your family and yourself. Take yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much. Myself, Dr.
Thank you,
Lingaraj
sir.
Chakraborty. I am just giving you this information from my own native place, Kendrapada. Okay, beta? Thank you. Thank you very much. See you on the
Thank
next
you,
day.
sir. Thank you.
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ଏଟା କୋଉ ଚାପ୍ଟର ପଢା ହେଲା କହିପାରିବେ କି?
MES-13
ଆଉ ଥରେ ଟିକେ
unit.
MES
MES-13
13 କେତେ ପଢା ସରିଲାଣି କି?
ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଲା।
one block ତ start ହେଇଛି just.
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ଫାଷ୍ଟ ୟୁନିଟ ହିଁ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହେଲା
ଆଜି
ହଁ।
ଆଗରୁ ସବୁ କଣ ସବୁ ପଢା ହେଇଥିଲା?
କାଲି MES-14 ଥିଲା।
MES-14 MES-14 ଆଉ ତାପରେ MES-16 ସବୁ ସରିଲାଣି, ପ୍ରାୟତଃ ସରିଲାଣି। ଆଉ
ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ସବୁ ଡିପୋଜିଟ୍ କରିଦେଲେଣି କି?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜି କରିକି ଆସିଲି। ଆପଣ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି କି?
ନା ନା ମୁଁ କରିନି।
କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, ଲକଡାଉନ ହେଇଯିବ।
ନା ନା ମେସେଜ ଆସିଥିଲା ଗ୍ରୁପ ରେ ଯେ ପୋଷ୍ଟରେ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ
ହଁ
ବୋଲି।
ହଁ
ପୋଷ୍ଟରେ ବି ହବ, ପୋଷ୍ଟାଲରେ ବି ହବ, ନିଜେ ନେଇକି ବି ସବମିଟ କଲେ ଚଳିବ।
ଆପଣ
ନିଜେ
ମାନେ
ନେଇକି ସବମିଟ କରିଦେବେ, ନିଜେ ନେଇକି ସବମିଟ କରିଦେଲେ ଭଲ, କାରଣ ସେଠି ସିଗ୍ନେଚର କରିକି ଆସିବ। ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଇଏ ଅଛି, ଗୋଟେ କପି ଅଛି, ତା ଦେହରେ ସିଗ୍ନେଚର କରିକି ନିଜ ରୋଲ ନମ୍ବର ଲେଖିକି ସବମିଟ ସେଠି ହଉଛି। ପୋଷ୍ଟାଲରେ ବି ହବ ଯେ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ।
ନା ମୁଁ
ନିଜ ଉପରେ
କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ
ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ କରୁଛି ଆଉ।
ଆପଣଙ୍କ ନାଁ ଟା?
ମୋ ନାଁ ହଉଛି ସବାନା ନସରିନ।
କୋଉଠୁ ଆପଣ ଅଛନ୍ତି?
ସାଲେପୁର ନିଶୁନ କହିଲି ସେପଟେ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ଠିକ ଅଛି ହଉ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।
ସତ୍ୟଦର୍ଶିନୀ ସାହୁ। ହ୍ୟାଲୋ